It is the first day of September, and we are ready for some new reads. Local authors Liz Fenton, Lisa Steinke, they're here now to join us with 4 books for this month's choice. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Oh, what happened to your screen? It got blurry real quick.
Sorry about that.
There we
Hello.
go. Now it's working. Now it's working. Okay, you have 4 books. I always love your choices. They're always the best. It helps us get whittle through the stuff and get to the good ones. What is our first choice?
The first choice is Empty by Susan Burton, and this is a memoir, and it's about a woman who struggled with an eating disorder most of her life. And what I found really interesting about this book, it's beautifully written, but she's about the same age as me in her mid-40s, and it goes through her life growing up in the 80s and 90s. And I really related to a lot of the things going on in the book and the time period, but also just really her struggle after her parents' divorce. She just falls into between binge eating and anorexia, and it's really fascinating.
Oh, wow. Okay, the emojis that you use to describe the book?
Okay, so the first one is a woman running. Now, this has double meaning because she's not only running away from her problems, but she's also running excessively, exercising excessively. And then the second one is the woman with the she just really doesn't want to deal with her feelings or eat anything. And then the third is kind of the chin scratcher, which is really, she has to do a lot of self-reflection. And what's really interesting is now that she's in her 40s, this book was just published, she still struggles, with these same issues. And so it's really interesting.
Okay, let me take the notes on this. Got it, because I'm going to pick the book that I'm going to wish I could read, which I never have time to do. All right, what's next?
I've got Homegoing by Ya Guyasi next, and this is just a beautifully written book. It was her debut. It's a couple years old. It starts out with 2 half-sisters born in Ghana who don't know each other. One ends up marrying an Englishman and living in a castle and having a great life, and the other one ends up living in the dungeon of that very castle and then sold into slavery.
Ooh.
And the author takes you through 8 generations of each of those families.
Okay.
And it is just engrossing and actually a book that everybody should read right now.
Oh, I love this one. Okay, what are your emojis for this one?
So I have the crossing arrows because of the fact that these girls start in the same place, but they end up in very different places and their families as well. Then I have the 8 because she takes us through 8 generations of these families. And then I have the magnifying glass because the whole time I was really thinking a lot about systemic racism, but I think everybody afterward, you've got to put like a big magnifying glass on what's going on and really think about it.
Ain't that the truth? This sounds like a good book to read right now. Okay, what is our? Did we do the? Yeah, we did the emojis. What's the next book? Frankly in Love.
Frankly in Love. Yeah, Frankly in Love. So this is about a high schooler named Frank. Now, what's interesting about this is actually a young adult book, but it does skew older. So I think this is a great buddy read. If you want to have a read with your teen or young adult, this is the book. So Frank is a first-generation Korean American, and he and his friend Joy each want to date outside their culture to different people. Their families are very close, and they don't really want to, their family really wants them to date other Koreans. So what they do is they pretend to date each other so they don't have to deal with the wrath of their families.
Ooh.
And that, a lot of people start catching feelings, like things get complicated. But it's also thought-provoking too, and really talks a lot about what it means to be loyal to your culture and what that looks like, and is it right or wrong. And so there's themes that you can definitely talk about with your teen as well.
Is there a heart in your emoji?
There is. Well, kind. It's
Okay,
yes,
good.
you'll see. So the first is the Korean flag, just because I learned a lot about Korean culture in this book, and I found it really fascinating. The second, there's the heart. It's a boy and a girl, because like I said, people are catching feelings all over the place, even when they shouldn't. And then I used an I because I think Frank's journey is really significant too. I think he learns a lot. It's kind of eye-opening for him about his own culture and his own family. And I think it's, like I said, it's a great journey for him. And I think it's a great book to read with your kid.
Okay, and our final book choice. Open
Our
Book.
final book is Open Book by Jessica Simpson. I have to
Jessica
tell you this, it's
Simpson.
yeah, it is one of the best books I've read in a long time. I mean, first of all, she says originally that a publisher wanted her to write a book where she's just happy-go-lucky and giving advice about how to be so lucky. And she said, "Oh no, I can't write that book because my life has been much different than it appears on the outside." And it takes us from her young life in the church all the way up through the marriage to Nick Lachey and in between her interaction with Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and all of that from the Disney show. So it is very, very, very good.
I used to be a huge fan when they did that Newlywed show. Remember
Oh,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
and she talks about that too.
Oh, this might be okay. I picked it. That was easy. I mean, no,
All right.
I want to read Homecoming. Maybe I'll read 2.
Oh,
I get both of them.
Yes,
fine.
I
Yeah,
like those.
These are very, very different, but both very powerful.
I like
You
powerful
win
books,
this month.
yes.
I do
She
win
does,
this month.
She does. I'm sorry.
I win
but
September.
They look good. They look good.
Fine.
Ladies, thank you. Next time.
Next time.
Good to
Thanks
see you,
so
ladies.
much.
You can find links to
Thank
buy
you.
all of the books on our website. Just go to foxeyesandiego.com and click the Scene on tab.